I'm sure, as you already know, that there's been another um, cold-blooded execution in the streets of America. And it's pretty shocking, but not shocking, if you get me. And look, my heart goes out to the families of what can only be called political martyrs. Yeah. And I'm full disclosure, for the record, I'm a socialist leftist. But I'm going to show you these videos, and after watching these videos, I understand the Second Amendment guys. This is coming as an Australian, a Libtard Australian. I am kind of pro Second Amendment now. I think every American should join the NRA. And yeah, all my life I've been anti-guns, even though I've used them as in hunting. But yeah, many years ago, we would go hunting, water buffalo in the territory when I was a kid. And yeah, I'm kind of like, I get the Second Amendment guys. I understand where they're coming from now. Especially in America. So yeah, we're going to look at these videos, and this first one's going to be Young Don Reacts. And I'm going to say this, like, as Indigenous people, and we looked up to the black community. I mean, as a kid, I was a massive... I loved sort of, as a 70s kid, loved black exploitation movies. Loved... I started as a kid, because I was a fat kid, would do... the old man sent me in to do boxing. And yeah, from boxing, I discovered Muhammad Ali. And yeah, he was an absolute inspiration. And, you know, black music, black culture. We saw the beginning of rap and hip hop. And yeah, it was a huge influence. So, and, you know, the Black Panthers helped inspire the Aboriginal land rights movement here. And also, I believe, in New Caledonia. You know, people like Muhammad Ali inspired generations of Indigenous people, and Martin Luther King Jr. And, you know, Malcolm X. They were all great leaders and inspiration. So, yeah, we have a shared Indigenous experience, or not a shared, Indigenous experience, but they influenced us a lot because they were black people at the heart of the empire. And we knew what time it was, So, yeah, this guy is young Don, and he's talking about the shooting, and then we're going to follow that with a video from a young fellow called Penguin Zero. But yeah, let's get into it. And before we do, if you like any of this stuff, consider liking and subscribing. All right.
But he looked like he was pretty straight by the way he was dressed. And he was a U.S. citizen. What now? What now, MAGA? Okay, guys, it brings me no joy to have to report to you that yet another innocent person has been murdered by these ICE thugs, these domestic terrorists that are terrorizing the streets of America, but primarily Minneapolis, which is where we had yet another killing occur. These ICE thugs, now they're doing this intentionally. This is exactly what Trump wants. This is exactly what the Trump administration wants. Don't fall for the bait. They want to start a civil war, not a civil war, but they want civilians to start killing ICE agents. This is what they want. They want civilians to get violent with ICE so that Trump can enact a martial law. He can enact the Insurrection Act and essentially suspend everyone's constitutional rights. And before you know it, there are going to be soldiers breaking down your door if you tweet anything negative about the regime, about this fascistic authoritarian dictatorship that we are all living underneath. That's what they want. Don't fall for it, but I can understand if you're angry. Let's take a look at exactly what happened. This shit was disgusting. This man was completely unarmed, defenseless, pinned to the ground by several people. And these ICE thugs still went ahead and shot this man to death. White man. Again, it's getting worse. First, it was a gay white woman. Now, this was probably a heterosexual white man. If they're killing heterosexual white men, then there is no hope left. Do not believe that because you're an American that means shit. No. All right, let's dive in. So what we have on the screen right now, is the perspective of someone watching how everything started, right? So, okay, take a look. See, all right, so this is how shit started. So what do we have? We have this very white-looking man, very white, very straight-looking guy, right? It's a shame that kind of shit matters, right? But apparently your life doesn't matter to the people on the right if you're not a heterosexual white man. Anyway, he's just recording. He is recording the ICE agents. The ICE agents approached him and they started shoving him. Look at that. He is infringing upon his constitutional rights. He has every right to record what these fucking thugs, what these domestic terrorists are doing, how they are terrorizing the streets and terrorizing people. They have every right to do so. Right? Now check this out.
Let's go around.
They put their hands on him. I don't know how much.
Fuck off.
Yeah. You see, this guy didn't even know what was about to happen. He didn't even realize he just recorded this man's last moments.
Pieces of shit.
Yeah. Look at this, man. You know, if they're treating white people like this, you know, there's no hope for us. There is no hope for us. All right, let's go ahead and check out the actual video here. The video footage. All right, so this is what happened. Check this out.
They're doing too much.
This is another
pushing people,
So now this is the same man here. We can see from earlier, the man in the glasses and the hat with the khaki pants. right? The khaki trousers. They wrestle him to the ground. It's like 3 guys on top of him. Now he is resisting, which naturally you would resist when you are being unjustifiably pinned to the ground and detained by thugs, all because you were recording them. They have no right to do this to you if you're simply recording them. He was not in anybody's way. They walked up to him. And so naturally he was resisting to some degree. But okay, let's see what happens next. And there you got it. There was the first shot. He then gets up, and they continue to shoot him while he's on the ground. They continue to shoot him while he's on the ground.
Did they fucking kill him?
Yeah, they just killed him.
Kidding me, dude.
They just fucking killed him.
Are you fucking kidding me? That guy's dead.
Wow, man. Wow.
And yeah, just listening to the fear and panic in the voices of the videographer in the clip, and yeah, hearing the distress. I don't know what's happening, man. I don't know what's happening. I kind of do know what's happening. But it's like I'm not willing to speak the words. It's like America is collapsing. There's no rule of law. As they say, the great experiment is over.
Here's another angle. This is a new angle. I don't think many people have seen this angle. Look at that. Look how they just chucked this woman to the ground. Right? This is the guy. This is the guy right here. He's actually trying to help this woman up.
Fuck people. The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 men. 1, 2, 3, 4 men with one standing by and another one over here. Oh, God. This guy might be a civilian, but jeez, man.
Yeah, that is crazy. But let me just check in here with Penguin Zero here. He gives another interesting perspective and sort of a couple of new angles.
Very serious today. Throughout the video, you're going to see my shirt changes. It's not some kind of like crazy, wacky, magic trick from America's Got Talent or anything. I actually filmed this video earlier this morning when the story first broke. It's the killing of Alex Preddy in Minnesota at the hands of border agents. And I made the video, but I was pretty heated and I wanted to kind of simmer down and take a break. So I went out before posting it. I just got home, and now even more angles and videos have been released that show beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is a 100% unjustified killing of an American citizen here. And it seems like the execution stems from them finding out that he had a gun on his person. His Second Amendment rights. In all of the videos that exist, there is not a single moment where he is reaching for the gun, brandishing it, threatening with it, or anything at all, and we have video that shows the entire interaction from start to finish. His name was Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old nurse who worked in the ICU at Minneapolis VA healthcare system, and according to the police chief, he is a U.S. citizen with no prior interactions with law enforcement outside of a couple of traffic tickets and believed to be a lawful gun owner with a permit to carry. So for him to lose his life being shot multiple times by these agents, all because of him exercising his Second Amendment rights, which again, he wasn't trying to use as an intimidation tactic on the officers or anything like that, when they were beating him on the ground, pistol whipping him on the ground, they happened to see that he had a gun, apparently. He wasn't throwing it at them as like a threat or something, or brandishing it or anything. He simply had it on him, which he was well within his right to do, and he got murdered for it. This is completely unacceptable, and the fucking drones that are somehow like parading around like this is some kind of victory or something is sickening. It should be viewed as treasonous by any real Americans when you see this footage. And they had the gall to say that Alex Preddy was like the instigator, labeling him a domestic terrorist I saw from a couple of places, claiming that he approached these agents with a 9mm. He approached them with a gun looking to start shit. But that is not true. In all of the videos you see, he has a phone in his hands. Not a gun in his hands, he has a phone in his hands. No sane person would ever mistake a phone for a gun. This is blatantly obvious what they're trying to do. And it's something they've been doing a lot recently. Trying to tell you that what you're seeing isn't real. Trust their words, not your eyes. That is completely fucking outrageous. And people are willingly doing it. That's the craziest part. There are people that are like, oh, I saw he had his phone, but if they say it was a gun, well, then it must have been a gun. I cannot believe we've reached this level of brainwashing. There are so many angles of this, and in every single one of them, you can see he has his phone in his hand, and at no point during this interaction did he ever, pull a gun on them or anything. And in fact, in one of the angles, you can even clearly see that the agents actually took the gun from him prior to him being shot. You can actually see what looks to be one of the agents disarming him, taking the gun out of its holster and running away with the gun prior to him being shot. And if that wasn't definitive, there is something even more clear that I think is completely irrefutable for anyone that's actually looking. An agent takes Alex's gun out of its holster in front of the agent that pulls out his gun and shoots him. So he can see the gun has been taken out of the holster. And it is clear Alex Preddy has both hands on the ground. He does not have a gun in them. And an agent reaches in and takes it out of the holster right before another agent pulls out his firearm and shoots him in the back.
Honestly.
Just in case you somehow missed it, look, the agent in gray has his hand on Alex's weapon, which is still holstered. It was never unholstered. This agent takes it out of its holster before he runs away with it, and the officer right next to him is the one that pulls out his gun and shoots him. And now I want to show you the clearest video that shows everything that happened here and how it doesn't go how the authorities are saying that it did. That was Alex Preddy you saw walk by the camera right there. He has his phone in his hand, and then with his other hand, his open hand, no gun in it, is waving cars through. There is clearly no brandishing of a firearm here. He is not approaching agents with a gun or anything like that, and you will never see anything even remotely close to that happen.
Go.
In this section,
Just the unfettered aggression and violence towards the citizenry. I mean, this has been happening to Indigenous people. The shock to me is that it's now happening to white people, and white people at the heart of the empire. But then if you look at the theory of the imperial boomerang, it tracks. The imperial boomerang, for those that don't know, is when the empire, after committing violence against the colonized people, it eventually, with late capitalism, imports it back into the imperial heartland, the imperial core. When I say this, the imperial core, I mean America. So, yeah, everything they've learned in Gaza, on the African continent, across the world, brutalizing Indigenous people and the colonized, they're bringing it all back home. I understand, and that's coming here to Australia. They're introducing anti-hate laws, censoring free speech, and that's and I think they're laying out the groundwork for what's happening in America now to happen in Australia in the very near future. And yeah, the Australian controlled opposition Labor Party is going to hand that up to them, because they're not socialists. They're they're the same as the Democratic Party, the Labor Party in the UK. They're all controlled opposition, I'm beginning to realise.
you can again see Alex Pretty has his phone in his hand, and now he's trying to get some of the civilians away from these fucking worms that are now starting to push them. And then one of them got pepper sprayed, and then he got pepper sprayed as well. And when he gets pepper sprayed, you can see his hand shoots in the air like a student about to try and ask the teacher a question. It is a wide open palm. There's no weapon in that hand, and in his other hand is still the phone. There is no gun anywhere here. And now this is when he starts getting beaten by the multiple officers there.
The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
I'm gonna stop the video right here because this is when Alex Pretty gets shot to death. This fucking subhuman coward, you can see, pulls out his firearm and shoots him in the back, and then shoots him multiple times after as Alex Pretty lies on the ground. You can hear one of the agents says gun, and that's when this brain-dead troglodyte pulls out his firearm and starts shooting into Alex while he was still surrounded by his boys, mind you. This is like the antithesis to all training that agents go through, by the way, to shoot into a suspect while still being surrounded by authorities. You're going to get your own people shot too, by the way, you fucking moron, you unbelievable homunculus. So he immediately starts dumping into Alex because someone said gun. But the gun, from the other angles we can see, had already been taken away from Alex out of his holster. You can see one of the other agents running away with it. But again, he was never brandishing this firearm. And as an American citizen with Second Amendment rights and a lawful gun owner by all available information, he was allowed to have that gun on his person. It is not grounds to execute a man because you fucking freaked out and panicked because the guy you were beating and pistol whipping with fucking 5 of your friends happened to be armed. He wasn't using it to try and like shoot anyone here or threaten them. They saw the gun, and then this guy just freaked out and murdered him. Shot him multiple times. This is indefensible. Completely indefensible. And the fact that they even took him to the ground in the first place and started beating him, with one guy pistol whipping him, by the way. In other angles, you can see a guy just like pistol whipping him like he's trying to hammer a nail in with his gun. Like, it should have never even been acceptable for that to happen. All Alex Preddy was doing was filming, and then when some civilians started getting pushed, he tried to help. And when one got pepper sprayed, he tried to help. From all available angles and evidence and videos here, it seems to be that's all he was doing. He even made an effort to try and show that he's not like a threat or something. Like, he threw his arm in the air, wide open, nothing in his hand or anything. He wasn't fighting back against the officers. He got taken to the ground and then immediately started getting beaten. Like, all because he was fucking filming and trying to help other people around there, it seems. This is so fucking sickening. And the freaks that are cheering this on and parading around like this is something to be celebrated are just scum. You're not even American. You're a fucking drone if you actually think this is a good thing. All you care about is just like sucking wiener from the authorities now all of a sudden. You care more about just being on a team than you do thinking for yourself. It's fucking tragic. It is embarrassing. This is crazy now that I'm seeing people justify this guy's murder because he had a weapon. Wake the fuck up. This is America. You can carry weapons. I sometimes carry a gun in public. I have friends who every day carry. It is your right as an American to carry a firearm if you so choose. That is not grounds for a murder. And based on all of the video footage, all of the available evidence, this guy was not brandishing it or anything like that. Thus, he wasn't threatening anyone or about to shoot someone with it, so they had to kill him to stop him. That doesn't seem to be the case. They're now just using the fact that he had a gun as a justification to kill him. That should be extremely alarming to anyone who cares about 2A. Like, again, him having it should not be an issue. And any real, actual American, like a real patriot, should be arguing for his right to carry, because it is something that we have the right to do, and that should not be a justification for this man being killed by these agents. This point that they're trying to beat into the empty minds of a lot of people that are trying so hard to justify it is that the only people being arrested and targeted by ICE are rapists and pedophile illegal aliens, which is just not the case. There definitely have been rapists and pedophiles that have been snatched up in all of this, and those rapists and pedophiles that have been caught and taken away, that's good. They shouldn't be out there breathing the free air. Great. But that's not all that's happening here. You could also right now march into the White House and arrest everyone in the White House, and you would get a ton of rapists and pedophiles. Why isn't that happening? If the
just sorry to interrupt, but that's total facts. That's what's happened to the Epstein files. And I hear that only 1% of the Epstein files, 1%, has been released. And there's a whole thing where you can they put a whole redaction over everything, so it's pretty pointless anyway. But then they're so incompetent that I saw people using Word or transferring just copy and pasting into a Word document, and that removes the redacted bars, black bars on the text, and you can read it. But that's, yeah. They're just so... Trump's administration is so evil and also really stupid.
Goal is getting rapists and pedophiles off of American soil, thrown in the slammer, taking them away from society. Why is it only just walking through the fucking streets of Minnesota trying to do it? You would get significantly more rapists and pedophiles if you took ICE and brought them to the White House. An administration is actively covering up a massive child sex trafficking operation and letting tons of evil people get away with this, tons of clients. So if the goal is to get this kind of evil out of this country, why would you not start with what is provably a spot that has so many of them? Also, that belief of like a secret pedophile ring was a very popular one among Trump voters for the longest time. And now that it has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt to be real, legitimate reality, they are now just ignoring it. They have been proven correct that there was a huge pedophile ring of these powerful politicians, but because some of their favorite politicians are potentially wrapped up in it, they just want to drop it and forget about it. Absolutely unhinged, by the way. It's crazy. So many people for the longest time were adamant against like government surveillance and Big Brother watching them being a huge concern. Now, plenty of people are welcoming it with open arms and a huge smile on their face. For the longest time, people would be preaching about the importance of the Second Amendment and gun rights. And now, even with this, they're saying, well, he had a gun, which means that's an executable offense. So it seems like they now no longer believe in Americans' right to own guns or carry guns, which was a core component of like the right for a long time, where there was like this big fear about they're coming for our guns. And now the same people that were arguing like to protect that are now arguing against it, saying, well, this guy deserved to die because he had a gun with him. It's a fundamental right of Americans to have guns, gun ownership. You can carry them in public too. Like that, you shouldn't be killed for that. And in the footage here, it doesn't seem like he was brandishing it or anything. And also, the same people that only like a year and a half ago were constantly telling you to question the government, that you can't trust anything that comes out of the government, the authorities always lying to you, are now just willingly, blindly, unquestioningly following anything authorities tell them to believe in, and shut out any and all thought and just have the hive mind think for them. It is crazy because it seems like the only actual belief of some of these fucking brainwashed drones is relentless cock gobbling. All they want to do is swallow boots and penis from the government. So
yeah, I totally agree. I 100% agree. And as a sworn libtard socialist, a cucked libtard, I think I was wrong on the Second Amendment stuff as a libtard cucked Australian. So, yeah, I think I'm pro 2A now, within reason. Yeah. But anyway, folks, I think we're going to leave it there. And it's been scary to watch. And we live in dangerous times, and you need to stay safe out there. And if you've made it this far, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.